Who are the best defenders for every single budget? Today, we'll be answering that question. High key on the subbage, run that up. We have 3 price points: expensive, no cap, value, 250,000 coins or less, and then cheap, under 25K. Extra affordable. We have plenty to discuss, and I've created 2 categories. So we're going to start with fullbacks, and for the expensive, we got to get Theo Hernandez off the board. If you can afford the inform, over 1 million coins, grab him. If not, go for the gold. He is Himothy. The pace plus physical, and then a bruiser for a playstyle plus. It's a combo that has provided us with a new type of fullback. I can't put a finger on why he's so broken, but if you've used him or gone up against him, I don't think you're argue against it. Maicon, we're moving with momentum. We've got some synergy. Juiced is an understatement. My boy went full vegan. We talking only organics. You can hashtag that. Freshly squeezed, local market sourced. My only critique is I wish EA gave him the 4-star skills, but he's a bad man on the mic. Freestyle king. Whipped pass, playstyle plus, better than whipped cream. Yeah, I said it. There's a rhyme scheme. You see where we're heading? The direction we're going. Cafu, he's the individual that you thought he was. I don't know if we need to call this a remake or something we're replicating or reintroducing. It's a re-up from previous years. If it's not broke, you don't have to fix it. Into the value options. It's going to get spicy because I'm leaving off some big names. But De Lorenzo, that new SBC for 100,000 coins, SBC pricing, macro, this is the build. 6 foot, 4-star skills, fast, high stamina, good overall stat lines, 85 physical. No matter how you wish to play, he should be able to get into a rotation. This style of fullback. Did I mention it's for the macro? That means the majority. Bomb Pastor, just over 100,000 coins. And I've had even my questions, and I've experimented with all the heroes, plenty of left backs, and I keep returning to the queen. Bomb Pastor is right up there with the Princess Peach and the Princess Leia. And we don't have a Luke Skywalker. I don't think that made any sense, but my bias is back. Rounding this out, Mendy, the Frenchman, the name we don't speak about. It's not something that's new. It's just what it is. Cheap options anyone should be able to incorporate. If you're building a team and you want to save with the pocketbooks, Kyle Walker down to 26,000 coins and will get cheaper. We knew the price would drop. He's currently in my squad. Great value to output. K-Walk is just undeniably difficult to beat. We're talking about Oscar, not the Grouch. New Trailblazer version. You might not have asked for it, but there is a certain level of newness where there's a buff. You ever notice how players often become dated and just start performing in an underwhelming manner? I believe the opposite often happens with upgrades or new promos. This is one of those examples, and he might be a slider choice just around the 25,000 coin. We don't need a deep dive on the stats. I just think that he does enough and that EA wants new players to be relatively usable. Dumfries, dump fries, McDonald's, he is doing his thing. Maybe a double fry situation. I've been playing against him plenty. He's going to cost you discard pricing for an inform. He's built like a brick wall or maybe a pickup truck on a mission not impossible of ruining your weekend. Switching gears, we're moving into the center backs and starting with the expensive options. Maldini, he should be here. He's buffed. He's in shape this season. The gym has been working. He's on a transformation, or maybe he got on some extracurricular, if you get my drift. I still believe wholeheartedly EA should give him every single defensive playstyle. Just call it a day. And I want this on record. Once we start getting these upgrades and we see 99 overall rated players, if there is a center back that shares in a 99, Maldini must also match that center back. Hot take, yep, Stam! He's like a better version of Vidic. He's collecting the best play styles for a center back. Block, bruiser playstyle plus, jockey, anticipate, and aerial. If you play the game, that's the grouping that you want for a CB. Big body type just moves folks and does not get pushed around. That's a simple reality. You don't need road rules. Virgil van Dijk is going to cost you everything that you have. I don't think we need to spend a lot of time here, and I don't like doing a double dip, but this has to be an exception. As we talk about value, VVD is going to come as my first selection. He's down to maybe 200,000 coins and some extra helpings for his gold version. And it's maybe the most obvious selection period in this price point. He probably only ranks behind Mbappe, maybe Pateas. this for the priority of gold players in game. We're talking the best of the best, and I have no doubts that Virgil, even with his gold rated variation, will make it well into January or February of not only being usable, but being a prime performer to lead your back line, which is sort of crazy when you think about the promos and the upgrades and the improvements and the rating shifts that will happen. Inevitably, he'll still be there. Ledley King, as recording, 240,000 coins, comes with Anticipate for a Playstyle Plus, has the jockey, has the block, and I know I keep saying this, but I mean it. Any of these big body players that have jockey, whether it is a baseline or a Playstyle Plus version, it shifts the way that they move, they turn, they react. It is just a different gravy with responsiveness. We're dealing with a freight train that has fine-tuning. Saliba, we're coming back to the rare golds. Anticipate Plus, 87 overall. He's got that jockey that I just mentioned. Body type OP, big as can be, takes up a ton of space. I just wanted to know, can I get a few quick mentions? We can throw it on a full screen. Militao, Rudiger, Bremer in form, Gabby on the inform, even Hierro, they will do the job in this same section. You got a lot of option and interchangeability. It's all about preference. But center backs, in terms of keeping the price under wraps and still getting premium product, it exists tremendously. A lot of quantity, a lot of quality. As for the cheap options, I'm going to start out with the Brazilian Bremer, the baseline. He's down to 13,000 coins. Call it a day. Quality with a low price tag, relatively easy links, biggest come up he's ever had in his career on the virtual pitch, highly regarded, seen throughout every single weekend league, and rare golds are getting cheaper. Speaking of, Araujo might be a bit of a slider, but he will be under 25,000 coins. I think he's right around 27 to 28. Say what you will, but high level deliverables. And he has block for a Playstyle Plus. And in this range of rating and price point, anytime you can get a Playstyle Plus, it makes a world of a difference in terms of their output, their impact, how you feel them on the virtual pitch, the presence that they have. It's all inclusive as just a stat bump. Rounding it out, I don't know why we don't see him more or he's not being talked about, but the Italian Bastoni, Intercept Plus, Jockey, Anticipate, all the usual suspects in motion. I just feel you get a discount at this point if you're shopping within the Serie A. And I'd like to leave one disclaimer, more or less if you're going for the cheaper options, whether it's a fullback or a center back, the Evo routes get more complex. There are plenty of permutations if you want to start building out the Evos for defenders in general. I was debating, should I make a video in regards to Evos that I recommend or that are valuable or of a high level of return of investment. It gets a lot more complex because you can't do too many of the evolutions, so you have to make a choice, and sometimes it depends if you have those players, and then you can add in objectives and squad building challenges. You get the direction I'm going in. If you want that video, put Evo in the comments in caps. But that wraps us up. Let me know your thoughts. We can go back and forth. As always, we have a lot more content coming out ASAP.